In this video, I'm going to go over using stack charts and how to also show the total of a stack chart. Because normally when you do a stack chart, it only shows you the breakdown of the individual categories and it doesn't show you the total. And so a good example here is I've got Alphabet's earnings for the past 4 quarters. And I've got the revenues on here. And I have a breakdown of where those revenues went, how much of those revenues went to cost of goods, R&D, SG&A, and how much made it to operating income. So I'm going to select all these fields, and I'm going to insert, I'm just going to select the stack chart for now. And what I'm going to do is, well, first thing I want to do is I need to switch this data around, because right now I've got the different categories on my x-axis, and I want the dates, so that way my categories are now in the legend, which is what I want. So one of the things that I like to do with these stack charts is format the data series, so that the gap width is only 50%, so it's a bit wider and a bit easier, a bit closer together. And now to show the total, the one problem I have right now is revenues included in this breakdown, which is not what I want. Because as you can see, revenue is obviously going to be the biggest piece, because that's what all these items should add up to. So I'm going to change the chart type, and I'm going to make revenue a line chart, and everything else can remain a stacked one. Now, the benefit of doing this now is I can add the data labels for the revenue, and I'm going to format the data labels so that they show right above. And then what I'm going to do now is change it so that there's no fill, there's no marker, and I'll also edit the line so there's no line. And so just like that, I've got the totals now without having to have a line in there. So now if I go back to my chart tools, I can change the design of this, change the colors, whatever it is, however it is you want to design it. And now the benefit is, now I've got the grand total on here, as well as having my breakdown. So the benefit of this is now I can see both. If I didn't want, let's say, the legend on here or the axis, right? I could have a bit more white space, and it's a bit of a cleaner look, because now I can see the total the total revenue for each quarter, and at the same time see the breakdown of how much each category took up of revenue. So now I've got cost of revenue being the biggest piece. I've got R&D, SG&A, and then the operating income. So the benefit of a stack chart is, you can visually see the change or the trend from one period to the next. I can see quickly that in this period, cost of goods were a much smaller piece of revenue than in these following quarters, right? But I also see that total sales were also lower as well. So it gives you a lot more information by being able to combine a stack chart along with a line chart, because with the line chart you can sort of cheat a little bit and get rid of the visuals and just add the labels. And so it's an easy way to add the totals, especially for a stack chart, when you may not easily be able to do that. Because if I just added the data labels for the stack chart, it's going to show me for these individual pieces. And you may want to do that, but the problem is you won't see the grand total, like 27, 32, 31, 32. Like you won't see those totals unless you do an actual line chart on top to pull the labels from there. So that's the benefit of combining both of those in there. But yeah, the main thing with a stack chart is you can quickly see from these visuals to see, okay, how much of revenue went into this bucket versus that bucket, and it makes it a lot easier to visually see the trend from one period to the next. So yeah, that's about a quick summary for stack charts, and hope you found it useful. Thanks for watching.